Lamar. You know, I think that the record that the president has put up is pretty clear. And I think tonight you're going to see probably some of the same plays called from the same old playbook. But his hopeless economic policies are costing too much and making the economy worse. His hopeless economic policies are costing jobs in our economy and making it worse. His hopeless economic policies are costing us economic growth and making matters worse. And you don't have to look very far. It's all out there. Since this president took office, there are 2 million more people unemployed than there were when he came to office. The debt has gone up 39% since he took office. The number of people who are on food stamps have gone up 41% since he took office. Gas prices have nearly doubled since he took office. Healthcare costs are up 19%, notwithstanding the assertions during the healthcare debate that it was going to lower healthcare costs for people in this country. That is the economic record associated with this president's policies. And so we are certainly hoping that he is willing to change those policies and to try a new direction. And so as we anticipate what he's going to say this evening, we're somewhat hopeful and optimistic that that will be the case, but it would be the triumph of hope over experience, because what we've seen with this president over and over again is a gap between what he says and what he does. He says some of the right things, but his policies tell an entirely different story. And so as we look at the impact that his policies are having on the economy right now, the way that it's costing us jobs, the way that it's running up massive amounts of debt, we believe that it's time that this president actually work together with us on things that will add jobs in this country, will create economic growth, and get the country back on the right track. And you heard Senator Alexander say that we believe there are a number of things that the president could do. Serious tax reform, we believe, could go a long ways toward creating a lot more economic growth in this country, getting people back to work. There are trade bills, trade agreements that have been negotiated years ago that have been languishing since this president took office, and so we're still awaiting him sending those up here for ratification. Obviously, the message that I heard over and over again in South Dakota, and which I think all of my colleagues would echo during the August break, was get the government off our backs. These excessive regulations, the red tape is hamstringing our small businesses' ability to put people back to work and to invest in their businesses. And we would love to work with this president to roll back a lot of these regulations that are driving up the cost of business in this country, making it more difficult for our job creators to create jobs, and making our economy worse. It is, as Senator Alexander said, throwing a wet blanket over our economy at the time when we can least afford it. We ought to be looking for ways to enable economic growth and to create jobs rather than making it more costly, more difficult, more expensive for our job creators to do just that. So we hope that the president will sound a different tone tonight and come to us with a different agenda. And so we'll, like I said, we'll hope that that's the case and wait and see what he has to say.